What is up, guys? This is LtCookieMobster here, and today I'm doing a tutorial on how to make an Insurgency weapon skin, custom skin, whatever you want to call it. So as you can see here, I got a couple. Made some hollow sights, music pack, some other stuff back in the day. So hold on, let's take a look at my most popular skin. So you can see it's like fully textured, got some custom features. It's also a custom weapon model. As you might see here, it's the M40A5, which replaces the M40A1, the default sniper rifle for security forces. Yeah, not the sight. The sight is different, but whatever. Yeah, it's pretty popular. Not to brag or anything, but so I've gotten a couple requests to make this tutorial, so I am. So first things first, you want to open up your Windows Explorer and then go to your Steam directory. In my case, it's program file 86 under E drive. So Steam apps, common, and you want to go down to, where is it? Insurgency 2. So let's stay in a load. You want to go to Insurgency, and then you want to go down until you find Insurgency _materials _dir, which is directory. And also, before you open this, it requires GCFscape, so GCFscape, and VTF edit. I'll put a link to those in the description below. We're gonna be using Photoshop today, so CC 2015, which has 3D modeling, and that's how I'm gonna do it. Or you can use another method, which is the guess and check. If you have like GIMP or something, or just Photoshop 2, then yeah, you got to use the guess and check method. Or if you want to import it into Blender, but we're not gonna go through the Blender thing. The guess and check method is easiest, I guess. Or second easiest to the 3D modeling. So you want to open the Insurgency _materials _directory in GCFscape, and then you want to go through materials, go down to, where is it, models, and then down to weapons. Then you got all your beautiful weapons, 1911, M14, Mosin, all that good stuff. So you're gonna have to like copy this into your custom folder. See, I already let's go here. I already got a custom folder with all my skins and stuff. See, all the default weapons and stuff, I got all the files here, and I update it whenever the game updates and all that. And you're also, after you copy all this or whatever you want to change or whatever, you're also gonna want to go back into the Insurgency and then go into models _directory. This is gonna bring up you're gonna models weapons, and then you got all your models. This is gonna this is for the 3D modeling. You're gonna have to use this for blend. You need all these. You need files for these files for the Blender or the 3D modeling in Photoshop. But if you're doing the guess and check method, which is like you make the image or whatever skin for the gun in Photoshop, but a different Photoshop, like, or GIMP or whatever, and then you import it into the game, and then if it's not how you like it, you go back, you keep doing that until it's perfect. That's the guess and check method. If you're using that, you don't need these at all. But alright, let me get into what these are for. So all the V's, probably guessed already, probably not, I don't know. They are for view models, and each gun has a certain view model, and each gun has a certain world model. See, they got all the W's down here. So I already copied all this into my other folder, see models directory. So I'm gonna close this out. I think today what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a really funky really funky looking let's see, oh my god, make a really funky looking 1911. So once you have all on, alright, so this is the process that I usually do it. I'm gonna make basic folder M1911 funky town, or whatever, name it whatever you want. So then I make another file, which is the base file that you're gonna be importing. Okay, so just leave that for now, and then you're gonna want to go in your models directory, and you're gonna want to find, if you want to do the view model and the world model, you're gonna have to copy both of those. But for now, we're just gonna do the view model, because the world model is kind of funky for each thing. So I'm gonna copy these, go back into my funky town folder, and just paste those right there. Now another program you're gonna want to get is Crafty. Crafty allows you to import the Half-Life 2 model, or whatever. I forget what the extension is. I think it's MDL, just MDL. So you import that into Crafty, and then you get the .obj file, which is the object file, and then you import that. But we're gonna go through that process right now. So if you click on this and you have Crafty installed, it should have a little thing saying open with Crafty. So you're gonna want to open that, and then what you're gonna want to do, go to File, Export, and then find your funky town or whatever, and yeah, just name it. Like, I'm gonna name mine M1911 view model, and click save, close this out. Comes up with oh, I think it was MTL. It's MTL. So it comes up with two files, the .obj and .mtl. You're only gonna want the .obj. So we're gonna pause that right there, and then continue with this funky town folder. So you're gonna want to go to the weapons directory that you copied. Since we're only editing the 1911, we're gonna want to, excuse me, we're gonna want to take there's like a couple files here, the 1911 DM, that's the material texture. We're also gonna add night sights on here, so we're gonna want the material file, the Valve material file, the Valve texture file, which are both DM, and it'll say like VTF and VMT, or VMT, is that it? whatever. So we're gonna want to copy these. We're not gonna mess around with the world models because, like I said, they're pretty funky. So, what we're gonna do is notice how in the materials directory you got the materials, models, weapons, and then 1911. We're gonna have to kind of recreate those in the Funky Town directory. So materials, open that, models, weapons, and then 1911. So then we're gonna go in there and paste our two files. Alright, so if you open up the VMT file or VM, I don't know, whatever you call it. If you open it up, this will come up. Yeah, VMT. This will come up. Don't mess around with this right now. We're gonna worry about this a bit later when we're doing the layer masking. So you're gonna want to open the VTF file, and that as you can see, it has the default texture of the 1911. So we're gonna click File, Export, and you want to make, hold on, in the same directory, the 1911, as the other one, you're going to want to make this a target file.tga. So save it as the same name, and it'll save in the same thing. So now, what we're going to do, so we're going to open the, hold on, let's close this out. We're going to open Photoshop. Sure, whatever, go through all this stuff. Okay, so now we are going to open, I'm gonna go back to your Funky Town directory, and we're gonna open the .obj view model file. Make sure it's 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels and 300 resolution. Click OK. Make sure it should automatically ask you if you want to switch to 3D workspace. If it doesn't, click, it'll be on Essentials, click 3D. So as you can see, we got our model right here. We're going to want to move this on the x-axis to 90 degrees or around there. It's like 90.5, which is alright, see? Look down the sights and stuff. Alright, so next we're gonna, you may be on the layers tab. You want to go over to the 3D tab, click on ps_3d_default, and it'll show the materials and stuff. So you're gonna want to click on the first thing, click replace texture, and then go into your 1911 directory that you made, and open the target file, and it'll load the texture for you. So we're probably gonna want to, that's about good right there. Mess around with this. If you want it bright so that you can like see what you're texturing, you could do that. But whatever. So now we're gonna go to the ps_3d_default right here, and we're gonna edit the texture, and that'll bring up another tab with the UV map. As you could see, hold on, can't scroll down for some reason. Right under here, but this is the skin model UV map. So there's a special thing that you can do. You could do the 2-up vertical. So let's get out a pencil. We can use the pencil or brush tool to locate what we are modeling. See, if I draw like squiggly lines, it'll show up on there. So we're gonna Control Z that, get that away. And we can also do the opposite on here. So what we're gonna make today is some funky looking thingamabob. So it's gonna be like retro. So we can get some orange here and some purple going on. Alright, it's gonna look super duper funky. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're switched over here. We're gonna want to, can't zoom in. There we go. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna want to select what we want to edit here. So just do that real quickly. So we're gonna edit, and then we're also gonna do another thingamabob over here. Select that real quick. I'm just doing this like freehand real quick. It's not how I usually do my skins. They're much more detailed. It takes me like an hour. So we're gonna fill that in with like purple, and scratch that. Hold on. We're gonna make a new layer, and we're gonna fill that with purple, and let's just lower the opacity for it so you get the wood things down there. We're gonna add a pattern as well. Let's do this. This looks pretty funky, doesn't it? Yeah, looks super ultra duper super funky. So now we're gonna come back to this. As you could see, it looks ultra duper super duper funky, you know? I think you know. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the handle, whatever you call it, I don't know, I'm sorry. So it's gonna be down here. So we're gonna select all of this. It's gonna be super funkiest ever. Select all that. Okay, so now we're gonna paint this orange, and it's got the same thing because I'm on the same layer over here. So we go back here, looks ultra super duper funky, you know? But to complete it, hold on, we're also gonna I'll select over here as well. To complete it, we need to do the back of the gun slide thingamabob. So we'll do that in a second here. Okay, so we'll go back over here. Notice that's all rearranged. See, the back thingamabob over here is not colored in. So let's see where this is. Okay, that's all right there. So I'll just do that real quick. See, it's not exact, but you know, it'll have to do. It's a tutorial. Okay, make this ultra super duper funky. I'll come over here, and as you can see, it's ultra super duper funky. So we're also as I said earlier, we're going to be doing some night sights. So, let's see where these are. Those are right there. Okay, so we're going to make some ultra super duper funky night sights. We'll make them purple. It's going to be swagalicious. Now, I don't usually say these things, but you know, it's a tutorial. Calm down. Make it like 17, I don't know. Let's do 25 pixels. How about that? That looks good. So, make a new layer. Paste these where the night sight things are. So I know they're a little off. It's gonna have to do. That looks okay. That looks good. So they showed up on here. And we gotta see where. I gotta see where this thing is. So something slammed. So that's gonna be like right there. Does this look good? I guess that does. That looks okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so now we're gonna do the alpha channels. So you want to hit Control and then click on this thing over here. Make sure you're in this window. Control and click. That'll select all of it. So now go to channels. If there's already a channel, make sure you delete it. So these are still selected. You want to create a new channel and then hold down Alt and backspace. That'll link up all this. You can do, I think, Control D to deselect. So make sure you have all of this enabled, and you want to make sure that your alpha channel is enabled, because if it's not, the night sights won't work. So make sure all this is enabled. So what you want to do now is go to File, Save As. It'll say PSB, and it'll put you in a different thingamabobber. Go back to your directory. Funky Town. We're gonna save this as a PSD, because we can always go back and edit it later. And then we're also gonna save it as a targa. It'll ask you if you want to replace it. You want to replace it. So also make sure you do the night sights last. I prefer doing them last because it's just easier that way. So don't save that. It doesn't matter really what you do. So now you want to open the weapon underscore M1911 underscore DM with VTF, edit, and you want to import the target thing. Click OK. It doesn't matter the settings. They should be. I'm using default settings, so that's okay. Don't need to copy them exactly. So as you could see, our file appeared. So save it as the 1911 DM. It'll ask you if you want to replace it. You do. Close this. And then also, to make sure that the night sights work, open the VMT file here. It'll give you a whole bunch of stuff as we have seen before. But this time you want to add self-illum 1, which is already here. I don't know why. Maybe it's just default for the weapon. And then you want to save it as the same thing. So we are all good to go with our weapon now, weapon skin. So I'm going to open up the Insurgency folder thing and go to Insurgency 2 bin. You want to go down until you see VPK. Now you don't want to open this. You want to take your Funky Town folder and you want to drag it into VPK. A little batch thing will appear, and you get the VPK file where the file folder is located. So now I'll go back to this, go into Insurgency, Custom, and then if you don't have a custom folder, you need to make one, and all your workshop files will be in here. But to upload it, you don't want to post it in here, paste it in there, whatever. You want to put it in the custom to test it out first, and then I will teach you how to upload it. So you want to copy, then you want to paste in custom, and also I'm gonna, if you have any 1911 mods, you want to disable them for now. See, got the browning. So unsubscribe, and then you want to go to your games and launch it up. Okay, so this is what the gun that we customized today will look like in game. As you can see, the night sights are kind of funky, looking like not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be brighter, but I think that has to do with the VMT file not working properly, or the colors. See, they're kind of bright, but you know. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, night, whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See ya.